Power lies where few dare to look. Deep within you there is a force unseen, untouched, waiting. This is the hidden strength of the chosen one, a spark that the world cannot sense, a gift the universe guards fiercely. Ancient Shaolin masters understood this truth. Real power grows quietly, in patience, in solitude, far from the chaos of the everyday. It whispers, it waits, and it shapes the life of those who are ready to listen. In this video, you will uncover secrets that most never discover. You will learn how hidden potential can be nurtured without exposure, how silence and restraint forge mastery, and why some knowledge is intentionally kept from public view. These are truths that only the disciplined, the observant, and the patient ever experience. Shaolin teachings reveal that what is unseen carries more weight than what is displayed, and the real strength of a chosen one is measured in how carefully it is preserved and applied. You will hear stories of ancient warriors who walked hidden paths, their greatest victories never recorded, yet their impact still ripples today. These lessons are not just history, they are living wisdom guiding how to cultivate inner power, align with life's flow, and act with intention when the time is right. Stay with this video until the end, because every moment reveals layers of insight designed to awaken your deeper self and sharpen your understanding of what it truly means to be chosen. By the last frame, you will sense the hidden rhythm within, the quiet pulse that can transform ordinary days into mastery. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. Subscribe now, join this journey, and step closer to the strength that waits quietly inside you. In the quiet, the soul speaks louder than any voice. Silence is not the absence of life. It is a space where life reveals its deepest truths. For centuries, Shaolin masters have moved in silence, not to hide, but to sharpen the mind and strengthen the spirit. They understood that words often scatter energy, while stillness gathers it. When the world clamors and distractions press in, the mind becomes clouded. In noise, even the brightest insight dims. Yet in silence, subtle truths emerge. Breathing slows, awareness deepens. Thoughts lose their grip, and what remains is clarity. Mindfulness teaches this. The still mind sees patterns that chaos obscures. Decisions are no longer reactive, but aligned with a deeper wisdom. Guarding knowledge is not secrecy for pride. It is a form of discipline. Like water contained in a vessel, power is preserved, concentrated, and potent. Revealing it too soon disperses its strength. The Shaolin path shows that mastery requires patience. Some understanding must be held within until the moment of action arrives. The divine itself works quietly, and those who move with its rhythm learn to recognize signs others overlook. There are lessons that the world is not ready to hear, paths that unfold only for those who cultivate patience and restraint. Silence becomes a weapon, not of aggression, but of awareness and preparation. It allows the chosen one to walk among the noise while remaining untouched, to sense the unseen currents shaping events, and to act from a place of inner power rather than external impulse. Each moment of quiet, each breath held with attention, deepens the connection with self and spirit. In this sacred stillness, strength accumulates, insight grows, and mastery begins to take shape, unseen by all but deeply felt by the one who honors it. Discipline is the quiet forge where the spirit is shaped. In Shaolin practice, every movement, every breath, every word is measured, not for show, but to cultivate control over what stirs within. Impulses arise like restless waves, desires flicker like sparks in the wind, and words rush out before understanding. Learning to hold back, to act with deliberation, transforms these fleeting energies into strength. Restraint is not denial, it is preservation. Every unchecked reaction disperses energy, scattering the force that could be used for higher purpose. A word spoken in haste can ripple far beyond intention. A desire pursued without awareness can divert the mind from its true path. The ancient masters understood that power grows in proportion to control, and control begins with restraint. There is wisdom in waiting, in keeping certain knowledge close to the chest until the moment is right. Not everything is meant to be shared, not every thought meant to be voiced, not every feeling meant to be pursued immediately. Like a seed buried in fertile soil, potential matures unseen, gaining depth and resilience before it emerges. Acting too soon often weakens the result. Holding back allows clarity to deepen, purpose to align, and timing to reveal itself. Through this discipline, the inner world becomes a sanctuary. Thoughts no longer rule blindly, emotions are observed rather than driven, actions flow from understanding rather than impulse. Each day of measured living strengthens the connection to the higher self, creating a rhythm where energy, intention, and mastery converge. In the stillness of restraint, one discovers that true freedom does not come from doing everything that arises in the mind, but from choosing wisely, holding power with respect, and moving only when the time is right. It is in this careful balance that the chosen one begins to embody the quiet strength that the world cannot take or dilute. True strength is born in the quiet confrontation with oneself. Within every soul lies a shadow, those fears, doubts, and hidden desires that remain unseen, even to the one who carries them. Ancient masters knew that ignoring this shadow does not diminish its power. It only grows in the dark. To face it is to step into a mirror that reflects both what is feared and what is denied. The universe or God does not reveal everything at once. Some knowledge is kept hidden, not to punish, but to protect and prepare. Lessons arrive only when readiness is earned, when the mind and spirit can hold the weight of truth without breaking. Until then, the shadow waits patiently, offering subtle signs, quiet nudges, and inner unrest to guide the seeker towards self-awareness. Shadow work is not comfortable. It is a practice of honesty, patience, and courage. It asks one to acknowledge impulses that feel shameful, thoughts that provoke fear, and desires that challenge the ego. Yet in this confrontation, mastery begins. By embracing both light and darkness within, the soul achieves balance. Light alone is brittle, and darkness alone is lost. Together, they form a whole that is resilient, grounded, and true. Ancient wisdom teaches that power is never granted externally. It is forged in the hidden chambers of the mind, in moments when no one watches, in struggles that reveal the inner terrain of the self. The chosen one who walks this path learns that each fear faced, each shadow accepted, strengthens the connection to higher purpose. The shadow is not the enemy, it is a guide. It marks the boundaries of growth, illuminates the unseen, and prepares the way for wisdom that cannot be rushed. Only by stepping fully into the unseen self does one move toward mastery, aligning inner strength with the quiet rhythm of the universe and walking a path that few dare to tread. Every movement begins with a thought. Every action leaves an imprint. To live with mindful awareness is to watch these currents within, without judgment, without haste. The mind often races, pulled by desire, fear, or habit. Emotions surge like storms, and impulses demand attention. Yet in observation there is freedom. By simply witnessing what arises, the mind begins to untangle itself, revealing patterns and truths that escape those lost in reaction. Shaolin masters built their lives around this principle. Every step, every strike, every stance was guided by awareness. Strength without attention is raw and uncontrolled. Deliberate action, rooted in mindfulness, carries far greater force. Awareness acts as a compass, ensuring energy flows where it is most needed, and intentions align with purpose. Even in stillness, the attentive mind moves, perceives, and understands. Hidden truths reveal themselves not in moments of noise, but in the quiet rhythm of consistent observation. The world offers signals, subtle shifts in circumstances, fleeting feelings, whispered insights. Only the mind that watches without judgment can discern them. Each experience becomes a teacher, each challenge a mirror reflecting deeper realities. The chosen one learns to read these signs, cultivating discernment that transforms ordinary choices into acts of mastery. Mindful awareness is not passive. It sharpens the senses, aligns action with intention, and allows energy to accumulate where it matters most. Through this practice, inner power becomes tangible, flowing with precision rather than scatter. The ordinary becomes sacred, the unnoticed becomes significant, and the unseen currents of life begin to reveal their direction. In every thought observed, every emotion acknowledged, and every action measured, the seeds of mastery grow. Awareness becomes the silent guide, shaping the chosen one's path with clarity, patience, and quiet strength, revealing truths that remain invisible to those who move without attention. Energy is the hidden currency of life, flowing through the body, mind, and spirit. It is neither visible nor easily measured, yet it shapes every thought, every action, every moment. Ancient Shaolin masters understood that personal energy is sacred, a resource to be guarded, cultivated, and directed with care. Wasted or scattered energy weakens the body and clouds the mind, while conserved and aligned energy magnifies strength, clarity, and presence. Cultivation begins with awareness. Each breath, each posture, each intention carries energy. By moving deliberately, by resting deeply, and by choosing thoughts and actions wisely, the inner reservoir grows stronger. Even subtle practices, observing the flow of sensations, centering attention in stillness, or releasing tension with gentle focus, refine this force. The chosen one learns to sense when energy is scattered and how to redirect it toward purpose, rather than dissipating it through reaction or distraction. Protection of energy is equally essential. Just as a stream can be polluted or diverted, personal power can be drained by chaos, conflict, or careless exposure. Silence, restraint, and selective engagement preserve this force, allowing it to accumulate and intensify. Shaolin teachings emphasize that mastery is not always about action. Sometimes it is about holding, guarding, and refining what is already present within. Internal alignment creates external influence. When body, mind, and spirit flow together, the surrounding world begins to respond. Presence becomes magnetic, decisions become effortless, and obstacles lose their power. This is subtle, almost imperceptible, yet profoundly transformative. Through patient practice, the chosen one discovers that energy is not just power, it is guidance, clarity, and connection. By aligning and flowing with it consciously, the individual transcends mere reaction, entering a state where inner harmony shapes outer reality and the sacred rhythm of life becomes a source of true mastery. True mastery wears no crown and seeks no audience. The world often equates power with display, loud words, grand gestures, visible achievements, but the path of the chosen one is quieter. Humility is not weakness. It is the foundation upon which strength grows unseen. Those who grasp this truth understand that the greatest influence often moves in silence, shaping outcomes without drawing attention. In Shaolin practice, humility is cultivated through discipline, observation, and service. A monk does not boast of skill or knowledge. Instead, he moves with intention, letting action, not words, convey mastery. By doing so, energy is preserved, focus sharpened, and true power allowed to mature. The ego, left unchecked, seeks recognition and validation, scattering both energy and purpose. Mastery demands that ego be tempered, that achievements remain tools for growth rather than trophies for display. The chosen one is often hidden for a reason. When humility guides behavior, insight deepens, and readiness for greater responsibility emerges. Knowledge revealed prematurely or wielded for pride can corrupt both the possessor and the path itself. Ancient teachings warn that timing, intention, and discernment are as vital as skill. The universe entrusts certain truths only to those who act from quiet strength rather than loud ambition. Humility transforms perception. The mind learns patience, the heart learns restraint, and the spirit aligns with what truly matters. Power becomes not something to prove, but something to embody, naturally influencing the world without force. By walking this path, the chosen one discovers a profound freedom, the freedom to act without expectation, to hold knowledge without boasting, and to move in alignment with a higher rhythm. In the stillness of humility, strength becomes lasting, mastery becomes authentic, and the quiet presence of the unseen becomes a guiding force that touches the world far beyond what can be measured or seen. Life unfolds in rhythms that the mind cannot always follow. Some knowledge, some opportunities, some truths remain hidden, not by chance, but by design. The universe moves with a timing that is precise, subtle, and often imperceptible. To the chosen one, the lesson is clear. Trust what has not yet been revealed, for it will emerge when readiness meets the right moment. In ancient Shaolin philosophy, patience is a form of strength. A warrior does not rush the strike. A monk does not force insight. Both understand that premature action can scatter energy, distort intention, and obscure purpose. Similarly, the divine often withholds, allowing growth, understanding, and clarity to deepen in quiet preparation. What is hidden is not lost. It is maturing, aligning, and waiting for the precise moment when it can be embraced fully and wisely. Faith in this unseen plan cultivates inner mastery. Impatience clouds judgment, doubt fractures confidence. By surrendering to timing beyond control, the chosen one conserves energy and focuses on refinement of self. Daily discipline, mindful awareness, and alignment with inner principles become the practice while waiting, strengthening readiness for when revelation arrives. Stories of ancient masters illustrate this principle. Their greatest triumphs, their deepest wisdom, often remained invisible to others for decades. Knowledge, skill, and insight emerged only when conditions aligned, when preparation met opportunity and restraint met necessity. The universe orchestrates with precision, and the chosen one learns to move in harmony with its rhythm rather than against it. Patience is not passive, it is active cultivation, trust made tangible through discipline and presence. By honoring divine timing, one steps into the flow of life, receiving guidance, insight, and power exactly when it is meant to be wielded, ready to act with clarity, purpose, and unwavering alignment with the unseen forces that shape destiny. Every movement begins with a spark of intention. In the quiet chambers of the mind, thoughts take shape, desires gather energy, and focus channels direction. Ancient Shaolin masters recognized that energy does not act randomly, it follows the guide of intention. Every breath, every word, every action carries the weight of unseen forces, shaping not only immediate outcomes but the deeper currents of life itself. Intent transforms ordinary deeds into expressions of mastery. A gesture performed with clarity resonates far beyond the moment. A word spoken with awareness carries influence invisible to the eye. Even silent thoughts, when aligned with purpose, leave subtle imprints on reality. The chosen one learns that mastery is not measured by action alone, but by the conscious force behind it. Without intention, energy scatters. With intention, it converges, potent and precise. Hidden truths respond to this alignment. What remains unseen is not inaccessible, it is sensitive, waiting for the resonance of focused intention. Each carefully considered step, each disciplined choice, magnifies the potential that lies dormant within. The Shaolin path teaches that internal coherence, mind, body, and spirit moving as one, creates external influence. Energy flows effortlessly when guided by purpose, revealing insights and opportunities that remain invisible to those who move without attention. Conscious intention requires patience and self-mastery. It demands awareness of the subtle currents within and around, and the discipline to act with integrity rather than impulse. The chosen one discovers that potential is not a gift to be squandered, it is a resource to be directed with care, focus, and alignment. By cultivating intention in every thought, every word, and every act, one steps into a rhythm where hidden power awakens. Energy follows the mind that commands it, shaping the unseen, guiding action, and transforming ordinary life into a path of mastery, clarity, and profound influence. True understanding often grows in silence, in the spaces where the world is absent and the mind is free to turn inward. Solitude is not emptiness, it is a fertile ground where the self can be examined, refined, and strengthened. Ancient Shaolin masters embraced this truth. Isolation was never a punishment, it was a deliberate path to clarity, a time to strip away distraction and meet the self fully. In solitude, the restless mind begins to settle. Thoughts, once scattered by external demands, find order. Emotions, once reactive, can be observed and understood. Each breath becomes a teacher, each moment an opportunity to refine focus and presence. The chosen one discovers that mastery is less about external display and more about the quiet discipline of aligning body, mind, and spirit when no one is watching. The power of isolation lies in the space it creates for insight. When the world's noise is silenced, subtle truths emerge, hidden patterns become visible, internal conflicts, previously ignored, reveal themselves as lessons, desires and fears rise to the surface, offering the chance to confront, integrate, and transform. This is the alchemy of solitude. What is hidden within becomes known, and what is known becomes wisdom. Shaolin practice shows that preparation in stillness leads to mastery in action. Warriors trained alone, monks meditated in quiet chambers, cultivating focus, discipline, and energy that would guide them in the moments when the world demanded movement. The isolation was not escape, it was deliberate cultivation of readiness, power, and insight. By embracing solitude, the chosen one learns to listen deeply, act with precision, and observe without distraction. The silence becomes a mirror, reflecting the true self and awakening capacities that remain dormant in the clamor of daily life. Through this practice, inner transformation unfolds quietly, profoundly, and inevitably, preparing one for the challenges and revelations that lie ahead. Hidden knowledge is a weight as much as it is a gift. To hold insight that the world cannot see is to accept responsibility beyond personal desire. The chosen one learns that mastery is measured not by recognition or applause, but by the care with which wisdom is applied. Knowledge, when misused or displayed prematurely, can harm both the holder and those around them. True strength lies in restraint, in understanding that some truths are entrusted only to those prepared to honor them. In Shaolin tradition, power is inseparable from service. A monk does not train to dominate others, but to guide, protect, and act with integrity. Discipline sharpens skill, while awareness ensures that every action aligns with higher purpose. The chosen one mirrors this path. Mastery requires the heart to act for the good of more than the self. Ego must remain quiet, for the measure of a true master is the ability to wield influence without seeking attention. Carrying sacred truths demands vigilance. Impulses must be observed, desires tempered, and attention held steady. It is not enough to simply know. One must live in alignment with the responsibility that knowledge brings. The universe offers insight selectively, revealing what is needed when readiness meets restraint. Only those who cultivate patience, self-awareness, and integrity can bear the weight of these hidden truths without faltering. Stories of ancient masters illustrate this principle. Many held knowledge that could have shifted the course of history in a moment, yet they acted only when circumstances demanded, and always with measured care. The chosen one, too, must recognize that guidance, protection, and service are the true expression of power. By embracing responsibility, the chosen one transforms hidden knowledge into living mastery. Every action becomes deliberate, every choice aligned, and every revelation honored. In this way, wisdom ceases to be a secret burden and becomes a force for purpose, balance, and the quiet influence that shapes life with unseen precision. A life lived in quiet strength carries a rhythm unseen by most. The chosen one moves deliberately, every action measured, every word considered, yet there is no need to announce presence. Calmness radiates naturally, not as performance, but as the result of mastery cultivated in silence, patience, and discipline. This is the life of one who embodies the principles of inner alignment, mindful awareness, and restrained power. Being hidden is not a limitation. It is a form of protection and amplification. Like a river carving valleys beneath the surface, the unseen force shapes the world subtly, profoundly, without spectacle. Energy is preserved, focus remains undisturbed, and wisdom deepens, flowing into every choice, every gesture, every interaction. The chosen one's influence is quiet but undeniable, felt by those attuned to subtle currents, yet invisible to those who seek only outward display. Ancient Shaolin masters lived this way, not for secrecy alone, but because mastery thrives when it is cultivated patiently and carefully. Isolation, restraint, humility, and mindful intention all converge to create a presence that is powerful precisely because it is unannounced. Spiritual attunement grows in the spaces where ego is silent and the mind is alert. Here, insight emerges effortlessly and energy aligns with purpose rather than scattered desire. To live as the hidden force is to trust in the process of inner cultivation. It is to act when the moment calls, to remain still when observation is required, and to honor the sacred timing of life. The chosen one learns that true influence flows from discipline, awareness, and alignment rather than recognition. In this life, every movement becomes meaningful, every silence becomes potent, and every hidden action shapes reality beyond perception. Strength exists not in being seen, but in being attuned, deliberate, and connected. An invisible current guiding the world with quiet precision, embodying mastery that the world may never fully notice, yet cannot escape. True mastery is not measured by what the world sees, but by the strength cultivated quietly within. Silence, restraint, mindful action, shadow work, and trust in divine timing are the tools that shape the chosen one, allowing hidden power to grow patiently and purposefully. The path may seem unseen, but every step aligns with a higher plan, guiding toward clarity, wisdom, and authentic strength. Embrace the quiet moments, observe your thoughts, temper your impulses, and honor the lessons hidden within shadow and stillness. Your potential is sacred, waiting to unfold in alignment with the rhythm of life. Trust that the universe reveals only what you are ready to carry, and let patience, discipline, and intention guide your journey. Carry this awareness into each day. Move with purpose, act with mindfulness, and protect the energy that fuels your growth. The chosen one thrives not through recognition, but through inner mastery, quietly shaping a life of balance, insight, and power that radiates far beyond what is seen. May you walk this path with calm confidence, honoring your sacred journey and the hidden force within. If this message resonates, join our community, like this video, and subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire for more guidance on awakening your inner mastery and living in alignment with your higher self.